There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold, and she's buying a stairway to heaven. When she gets there, she knows if the stores are all closed, with the word she can get what she came for. Ooh, when she's buying a stairway, yeah. There's a sign on the wall, but she wants to be sure, 'cause you know sometimes words have two meanings. In a tree by the brook, there's a songbird who sings. Sometimes all of our thoughts are misgiven. There's a feeling I get when I look to the west, and my spirit is crying for leaving. In my thoughts I have seen rings of smoke through the trees, and the voices of those who stand alone. It's whispered that soon, if we all call the tune, then the piper will lead us to reason, and a new day will dawn for those who stand alone, and the forest will echo with laughter. Don't be long now. It's just a sprinkling for the May Queen. Guess there are two beds you can go by, but in the long run, there's still time to change the road you're on. that every proud father looks down upon and hopes that one day he may grow and own the sun. The means of all to rule the world. I am the only one the devil ever chose at all. I am the one that fell from there down to the ground, and with his broken wings rule the world all around. Oh, yeah. I'm feeling that view. I'm going down inside the war. Oh, I'm
set, sliding the meadow, static fame, statistical pain. Soon I'll fade away, I'll fade away. Oh, but this I admit seems so good. How to believe and I'm so it. Smell, touch, feel. How could this rhythm ever quit? Bang, spat on a plane. Hopeless heaven. I will. start in the middle, start to fame, statistical bed. Soon I'll fade away. I'll fade away. Oh, but this island seems so good. How to believe into it? But the warehouse is there, nothing at all inside of it. The walls and halls have disappeared. They've disappeared.
Yeah.
How many episodes?
No. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Good morning, and that is Uncle Lou here. Yeah, that's right. It's me, Uncle Lou, and guess what? I'm live for you on YouTube today. Thanks for watching. Welcome to Watch with Lou College Game Day Edition, Week 6 of the 2021 college football season. And ESPN has taken its clown show to Dallas, Texas today for the Oklahoma versus Texas game at the Texas State Fair. Another neutral site game in the middle of the college football season for no reason. College football should be played on college campuses, but that's just one idiot's opinion. Other than bowl games and postseason games, college football, of course, should be played on college campuses. Anyway, how's everybody doing this morning? I hope you're doing well, ready for a great day of football. We have good games today on at all 3 time slots. We'll go through the schedule here in a little bit so we can try to figure out what we're all going to watch today and when we're going to watch it. My streaming schedule today at 12 o'clock, I will be streaming right here on YouTube. For anybody that wants to come hang out and watch the noon games with us, react to all the action in the early matchups, I'll be on at noon. And then at 3:30, I'll be streaming over on the Patreon page. I know the Georgia-Auburn game comes on at 3:30 today. There's some other ones too. What is it? Wake Forest and Syracuse, I think. Florida State and North Carolina. What else? Oh, how could we forget Boise State at BYLU? Yeah, that one's at 3:30 for no particular reason at all. Virginia at Louisville at 3. So we'll have some good ones on at 3:30 for the Patreon stream. So all of you that are subscribed to the Patreon page, I think you know how it works by now, but just check the Patreon page around 3:15 or 3:30. There will be a link posted. Just click the link and it'll take you to the stream. So I look forward to hanging out with all of you at 3:30 today for that. If you're not on the Patreon page, I'm not sure what you're doing or what you're not doing, but there's a link in the description of this video that will take you to the Patreon page, and you can have yourself a look around. And if you decide to get signed up, that would be great. The Patreon page is the only thing that what am I trying to say here? The Patreon page is what keeps this channel going year round. In the off season, the Patreon page is the only thing that keeps my head above water. I'm going to be honest with you. We have a good time on the Patreon streams. And I may stream some tonight during the primetime games too. I'll see how I feel after the Patreon stream. By the time I do this stream and then stream the noon games on YouTube and then do the 3:30 Patreon stream, that'll be about 9 hours of streaming. So we'll see how I feel. I may do some of the primetime games tonight too. We'll see. And of course, I'll be uploading reaction videos all throughout the day to anything that I think needs reacting to. Yep. And what else? Halftime report and post-game report for the Georgia-Auburn game, of course, which comes on at 3:30, as previously mentioned. Oh, there y'all are. Hey. Good to see everyone this morning. Like I said, I hope your weekend has gotten off to a good start. Uncle Lou took my daughter and 4. My daughter and 4 of her friends to the haunted house last night. That's right. Uncle Lou ventured outside the 4 walls of the LouTube studio last night and took Luann, my daughter, to the haunted house with a bunch of her friends. They had a great time, I'm sure. At least that's what they said. So that's what Uncle Lou did last night. Hope y'all had a good time, whatever it is. Whatever it is you did. Guess what I'm eating today? I'm making a chili today. It's been raining and like 75 degrees here all week. It's raining again today. So Uncle Lou will be making him some chili today. My first chili of the season. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm going to be honest. I'm pretty excited about it. Not as excited as beating up on the barn today, though. Jackpot, I need your congratulations to Carolina Jackpot, by the way. He won last week. He took I think Syracuse minus, what'd you take? Did you win? What'd you take last week? Syracuse. Shit. I think you won. Did you win? What was the line on the Syracuse-Florida State game? Anybody know what the line on the it was yeah, you did win. It was Florida State -5, I believe, right? Yeah. And Florida State only won by 3, and you took Syracuse +5. Yes, so you did win. I need your PayPal info so I can send you your winnings. Man, y'all are doing much better this season, too, by the way, in the Saturday morning contest. Last year, the comment section went like 1 in 14 or 1 in 13. They only got one game right all year long. This season, y'all are something like 4 and 2 already. So y'all are doing great. So congratulations to Carolina Jackpot. He hit himself a winner last week. Jackpot, you can email me that if you want, or I don't know how you want to do it, but I need to know. I think I found you on PayPal, but I'm always scared I'm sending it to the wrong person. I found someone with your name, and it looks like your picture, but the picture is upside down for some reason. You might have done that on purpose. You're sort of an upside down type of person. I think this is you, though. Yeah, just email it to me. That way I make sure I send it to the right one. I always get worried I'm going to send some stranger some money. But it's Saturday again. You guys know what that means. The Super Chat is located right below the comments section. The PayPal link, which is preferable. Here's the PayPal link right here. But every Super Chat and every PayPal, at the end of today's live show, this morning's live show, College Game Day show, every Super Chat and PayPal will be entered into a random name picker. I will pick, the computer will pick one random name out of the list. That lucky individual can pick any game today. And I will place a bet on that game for you. And if you win the bet, then next Saturday morning, I'll send you your winnings, just like I'm about to send Carolina Jackpot his winnings now. That's how it goes. So good luck. Super Chat or PayPal. You can attach a comment or a question or whatever to your Super Chat, and I'll be happy to read it. Same thing with the PayPal. You can attach a note to your PayPal, and I'll read that too. YouTube steals half your Super Chat, though. PayPal does not. Yeah, so that's just that's the way it works. Shout out to everybody for tuning in this morning. Bears, Cubs, Canes, thank you for hitting the Super Chat and YouTube Jackpot. Jackpot says Beamer Ball 28, Mountain Oysters 10. Wow, you think South Carolina's beating Tennessee 28-10? I'm not saying South Carolina can't win, but I'd be surprised if they won by 18, I'm going to be honest. It's at Tennessee, too. Bears, Cubs, Canes, thank you for the Super Chat this morning. He says UJ 44, Auburn 17, and Miami finds a way to get fired on their day off. Wow. Stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened. What was my score prediction for the Auburn game at the end of yesterday's Hype and Hate video? 34-13. That's my prediction for today. Auburn 13, Good Guys 34, which would cover. The spread is 15. At least the spread was 15 yesterday. In a minute, we're going to pull up the entire schedule of games. Some of them are up on the screen now. We're going to scroll through the entire schedule of games here in a second, try to figure out what we need to watch, when we need to watch it, and what channel we need to watch it on. And then later on in the show, I'll pull up Bet Now, and we will scroll through all today's games and get the most up-to-date betting odds, money line odds, spreads, over-unders, all that kind of stuff, and see if we can find a way to make a little bit of money today betting on some of these college football games. I use betnow.eu, so when I pull it up, that's what we'll be looking at. It's real easy to use. It's real easy to put money in. It's real easy to get money out. I've been using them for years. I've never had a problem. So if you guys are new to betting on college football, or you're looking for a way to bet on college football, check it out, betnow.eu, www.betnow.eu. And again, we'll be pulling all that up here in just a few minutes. Broski Bear, thank you for the super chat. He says, Penn State's defense will wreak havoc today. Penn State's offense will hit some big plays. They're going to have to win the game. I think this is going to be a great game, that Penn State-Iowa game. I picked Iowa, nothing against Penn State. I only picked Iowa because the game is in Iowa. To me, this is a tough game to pick, and so I just decided to go with the home team. So I took Iowa minus, I believe the line was 1.5 yesterday when I made the pick. If the game was at Penn State, I would probably pick Penn State to win. And this is Iowa's. If Iowa wins today, they're probably going 12-0. It's hard to find a loss on Iowa's schedule if it's not going to happen today. They're in the weaker side of the Big Ten, so they don't have to play Michigan, Michigan State, and Ohio State. If Penn State loses, that's not good because they do still have to play Michigan, Michigan State, and Ohio State. The Big Ten East is brutal this year. Brutal, Monkey. The Big Ten East is brutal. The cat agrees. Jeremy Garrettson, thank you for the super chat. Nebraska upsets Michigan 30-27. I also picked Nebraska today. I don't know if it's because I've been bitten by Michigan so many times over the years and I have an aversion to them now or what, but at the last minute yesterday when I was making my prediction video, I switched my pick from Michigan to Nebraska on that one today. So, maybe I'm an idiot. Well, I am an idiot. Maybe I should have kept it on Michigan. I don't know. We'll find out. It's going to be a good game, though. I'm looking forward to that one. I really am. I think that'll be a pretty good game. Sean M. Thank you for hitting the PayPal link this morning, sir. I really appreciate that. He says, good morning, fuck Auburn, and go Dogs. Yeah. Go Dogs, though. I couldn't agree more with that. In fact, I agree with everything you said. Of course, I obviously agree with good morning. I obviously agree with F Auburn. And clearly, I agree with Go Dogs. Yeah, I have to. Have a great game day and hunker down, dogs. Thank you for hitting the PayPal link, Wesley H. Good morning to you, sir. Yes, hunker down and go Dogs. It's going to be a great day for Georgia football once again today. Auburn's just extremely outmatched in this game. I wasn't kidding in the hype and hate video yesterday. If there's anything that worries me about this game, it's Stetson Bennett on the road in a hostile environment early in the game. That's it. If Georgia can get out to any type of lead early in the game, that will sort of take the crowd out of it, and I'll feel a lot more comfortable. But I will be a little bit nervous in the beginning of this game because I know the Auburn crowd is going to be loud and juiced up. 3:30 CBS game of the week thing. Big game for Auburn. Even though we all know Auburn's no good, the mind of a fan is a terrible thing. And all the Auburn fan is thinking is we're 4-1, we're 4-1, we're 4-1, we're still in it, we're still in it. They're not in it. They're not good enough to be in it. But the crowd doesn't know that because they're fans, which is short for fanatic, of course. So I do expect the crowd to be raucous early in the game. And I'd be lying if I said sending Stetson Bennett into a hostile environment on the road didn't worry me a little bit. It does. It does. He really hasn't played in front of a crowd like this before because the away game he played in this year was at Vandy. Come on, that's Vandy. And all the games he played last year, there was no fans in the stands. 20, 30,000, whatever it was, not 100,000 or like it will be today. So that does make me a little nervous. Now, like I said, if Georgia can get out to a little bit of a lead early in the game, I think he'll settle down and we'll be fine. But I am a little bit nervous about how Stetson plays early in the game. I am a little nervous about how Stetson plays early in the game. Elijah Allen, thank you for hitting the super chat. He says, is Corn Dog coaching for his job today? That is a popular take this week. That's a very popular take this week. I made a video this past offseason that I just don't think Ed Orgeron's a very good coach, and I think that's been proven over time. And, just like always happens, the LSU fans told me I was an idiot and just talked about 2019 over and over again, and the fact that they beat Georgia, congratulations, I guess. I don't know. That is an accomplishment, beating Georgia, but not sure if that's makes Ed Orgeron a great coach in comparison to everything else he's done everywhere he's been. And I said in that video, and I'll say it a million more times, 2019 was an amazing year. Nothing will change that. You can't take that away from LSU. They were the best team that year, and it wasn't even close. And Ed Orgeron does deserve credit for bringing in Joe Burrow and Joe Brady. But look at every other year that Ed Orgeron's ever been a coach. Is Ed Orgeron a 10, 11-plus win coach a year, or is Ed Orgeron an 8-win coach a year? He's an 8-win coach a year. That's just what he is. That's just what he is. Last year, he was less than that. 5-5 last year. And if LSU loses today on the road at Kentucky, which they very well could, Kentucky's a favorite. Look at LSU's schedule. There's not a lot of wins left on there if they can't beat Kentucky. So it is possible Ed Orgeron loses his job at the end of this season. It is possible. Gene Chizik was fired 2 years after winning a national title. So it's not like it's never happened before. And LSU has fired a national championship winning head coach before, Les Miles. So LSU's not scared to fire a coach just because they won a national title previously. And we've seen a team fire a national title winning head coach 2 years after a national title. So yes, it could happen. If the wheels fall off, if for some reason LSU doesn't even make a bowl game, it wouldn't surprise me. LSU's way too talented to be muddling around with teams like Mississippi State and Kentucky. That's nothing against Kentucky. Kentucky's having a good year, but check the talent ratings. It's not close. It's not close. So we'll see. And again, this isn't a one-year thing for Ed Orgeron. This happened last year. It's happened a lot of years for Ed Orgeron, where it just falls way short. Way short. Raj says, I was lying this morning at Hardee's. There was a Barner in front of me. I cut in front of them and yelled, "Go Dogs." They all gave me the bird. Fuck them. There's not too many people that would do anything at all about Raj cutting in front of them in line. I can tell you that right now. If you're out somewhere and Raj cut in front of you in line, it's not likely you would do anything about it. Most of you, myself included. Zach Belinsky, thank you for the super chat. I hope Vandy beats us today so the rest of the Gator fans will finally wake up to the clown Mullen. Wow. Look, no one likes talking about Mullen and what a clown he is more than me. I don't see any way possible Florida loses to Vandy. I don't see any way possible that happens. Now, can they cover the 38 or 39 points? That I don't know. That's a big point spread. That I don't know. They can. They definitely can. I mean, I can see Florida winning this game something like, 49-7. So we'll see. But that's a huge point spread in terms of trying to bet on that game. I probably won't bet on that. There's no way I would bet Vandy, but I don't know if I can lay 38, 39 points. I had a hard time laying 35 points when Georgia played Vandy. And, of course, they ended up winning 62-0. But it's just hard to predict that because when you get out to that big of a lead, you don't know what a coach is going to do in the second half. You don't know what players they're going to take out, what players they're going to put in. You don't know what kind of game plan they're going to run in the second half if they just try to bleed the clock. Take the Georgia Vandy game, for example. Now, it ended up not mattering because Georgia more than covered. Georgia won 62-0. But in the second half of the Georgia Vandy game, the coaches agreed to a running clock. Now, if that game would have been closer to the spread and the coaches agreed to a running clock, you'd have had a lot of mad people. A lot of mad people. So the point is, you just never know what's going to happen in the second half of these blowout games. Makes them hard to bet on a lot of times, in my opinion. Between the trenches, thank you for the super chat. How good is Auburn's medical staff? Asking for Bo. And then he says, entire UJ defense for Heisman. Jordan Davis for Heisman. Mark me down as Jordan Davis for Heisman. How about that? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do because I have to. I have to. Right. Couple more PayPals I'll read here, and then we'll go through the entire schedule of games for today. Let's see. This is from Davis P. Thank you for hitting the PayPal link, sir. I really appreciate it. He says, I'm getting a 2017 Georgia-Tennessee vibe for this game, Lou. Auburn's O-line damn near worse than Clemson's. Wow. Is that true? Damn. Barner, is that true? Of course, we beat Tennessee. Was it 42-0? We beat Tennessee in 2017. It's hard for me to ever. I don't know if I've ever predicted a shutout. It's so hard to predict a shutout. I know Georgia's defense is great, but man, it's just hard to predict a shutout for me anyway. But this man here, Davis P, says this games could be 40-0 because he's talking about 2017 Tennessee game. We'll see. We'll see. That game was on the road too, and it came about this time in the season, if you remember, because we're supposed to be playing Tennessee around this time in the season. But instead, we're playing Auburn because they cried to the SEC office about scheduling. So basically, Georgia flipped the Auburn and Tennessee game to keep DeBarner from his continuous crying about how the schedule not foul. Schedule is not foul. Mike Reiser, thank you for this PayPal. He says, be careful talking about Ed O, Lou. I heard he said he knows some fishing holes in the bayou. He ain't putting me in no goddamn fishing hole. That I can tell you. That I can tell you. No fishing hole for Uncle Lou. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. All right. Let's take a look at today's games. We'll recap the last couple of days' worth of games, which is nothing really worth recapping. Coastal Carolina won big again. They remain undefeated. They're currently ranked 15th. And then last night, Cincinnati absolutely destroyed Temple. Not that I thought Cincinnati might lose the game, but Cincinnati had that huge win over Notre Dame last week, and you wonder how a team's going to come out the next week against an inferior opponent after they have what was arguably the biggest win in program history for Cincinnati. Well, they didn't miss a beat. They absolutely destroyed DeJuan Mathis and Temple 52-3. And Arizona State beat Stanford 28-10. Arizona State might end up being the best team in the Pac-12. They've just got one loss. I know Oregon's only got one loss. We'll see. But right now, that looks like the Pac-12 title game, doesn't it? Arizona State and Oregon, most likely. And then on to today's game, starting, of course, with the early games. Oklahoma versus Texas, which is where College Game Day is live from today. That one comes on 12 o'clock on ABC. You got Maryland at Ohio State, 12 o'clock on Fox. Pineapple Jr., going to see what he can do today against the Sucknut defense. Michigan State at Rutgers. This is the third game in a brutal three-game stretch for Rutgers. They've had to play Michigan, Ohio State, and now Michigan State 3 weeks in a row. Those are all three top 10 teams, at least in the UNCLELOU poll. I've got Michigan at 9, Michigan State at 10, 8, 9, 10. I've got Ohio State, Michigan, Michigan State, 8, 9, and 10. Rutgers has played them 3 weeks in a row. Brutal scheduling there. Arkansas at Ole Miss in a get-back game. Both of these teams had big games last week, of course, on the road. Ole Miss on the road at Bama. Arkansas on the road at Georgia. Both of these teams lost. Arkansas lost worse because Georgia's a better team than Bama, but Bama did manage to beat Ole Miss by 21, which is still pretty good. Still pretty good. I don't know how you give up 21 points. I don't know anything about that, but you'd have to ask the Gumps. I don't know. With Georgia, we won't do that. So that was the first loss for both of those teams. So we'll see who wants to try to hang in there This is possibly like this could be a New Year's Six elimination game. Neither one of these teams is going to make the playoffs, Arkansas or Ole Miss. Possibilities for a New Year's Six game, though, at least right now, about halfway through the season, sitting on one loss. This could be like a New Year's Six elimination game. The winner of this game could finish second in the West and possibly end up in a New Year's Six bowl. We'll see. Vanderbilt at Florida, 12 o'clock on the SEC Network. South Carolina at Tennessee, 12 o'clock on ESPN2. Can Tennessee keep rolling? Put up 60-something points on Mizzou last week on the road. This week they host South Carolina. Should be a closer game than that Mizzou game, but we'll see. We'll see. I have a feeling Tennessee wins that one, but we'll see. West Virginia at Baylor, 12 o'clock on FS1. Georgia Tech at Duke, 12:30 on ESPN3, because nobody cares about that game. Come on. Come on. No one cares about that game. You already know. Virginia at Louisville, 3 o'clock on the ACC Network. And getting into the afternoon games, and I'll be streaming at noon on the YouTube, on this channel right here. So for all of you that are watching any of these noon games that we just talked about, and there are some good ones: Arkansas, Ole Miss, Vanderbilt, Florida, South Carolina, Tennessee, Oklahoma, Texas, Georgia Tech, Duke. All of you going to be watching the noon games today. Tune back into the channel here at noon. We'll watch those games together, react to those games together, talk about those games together. That'll be right here on this channel at noon. I'll stream till the end of the noon games right here on YouTube. And then we're on to the afternoon games at 3:30, where I will be streaming over on the Patreon page. And, of course, you have Georgia at Auburn coming up 3:30 on CBS. Boise State at BYU for no reason at all, 3:30 ABC. Boise State probably win that game by 172 or so. Wake Forest at Syracuse. How long can Wake Forest stay undefeated? And is Wake Forest the best team in the ACC? These are legitimate questions halfway through the season. That's sad. Man, that's sad. Florida State at North Carolina. North Carolina's a huge home favorite in that one. Florida State did win last week. Not expected to repeat this week, though, but we'll see. Wisconsin at Illinois. UConn at UMass. My God, notice that game's not coming on TV. I don't even think anyone's going to that game in person. You'd have to pay me a lot of money to go to that game. What a disaster of a game that is. Penn State at Iowa, 4 o'clock on Fox. Fox just won't learn. I don't understand. The NBC and Fox, they just can't figure it out. They just can't figure it out. Now, I'm an idiot with like 5 TVs in here, so I'll watch Penn State and Iowa at 4. But your average idiot has 1 TV, and at 3:30, they're going to find a game to watch, because that's what time games come on in the afternoon, 3:30, not 4. Not 4. NBC did this last week. They put Notre Dame, Cincinnati on at 2:30. At 2:30, people are watching the second half of whatever game they started watching at noon. They're not clicking off of a good noon game in the second half to tune into the beginning of a game that starts at 2:30 for no reason. And here Fox goes, starting this game at 4. If I didn't have all these TVs in here and do what I do, and I was in my living room with 1 TV, I would turn the Georgia-Auburn game on at 3:30, even if I wasn't a Georgia fan or an Auburn fan, because that's the best game coming on at 3:30, Georgia-Auburn. And I would not turn the channel at 4 o'clock. This is just piss poor programming. They're never going to learn. They're never going to learn. Stupid. I done got goddamn mad now. Primetime games. You got Michigan at Nebraska, and I don't know, why do I have a feeling that Nebraska is going to win this game? Why do I have that feeling? I've been so low on Nebraska, and I still am. I've been having to force myself not to go all in on Michigan because they've looked good. Undefeated, top 10 team. I don't know why. I just have a feeling Nebraska finds a way to win this game at home. Be a huge win for Scott Frost. Notre Dame at Virginia Tech. This game is weird. This game is a pick'em. How is Notre Dame not favored in that game? I know it's on the road, but Virginia Tech's not very good. I know Notre Dame lost last week, but Cincinnati, breaking news, Uncle Lou been telling, Cincinnati's a really, really good team. There's no shame in losing to Cincinnati. I don't understand why that game's a pick'em, but that one's 7:30 on the ACC network. Michigan and Nebraska, 7:30 on ABC. LSU at Kentucky in the does Ed Orgeron get fired game. Kentucky's a small favorite in that one. This is a dangerous game for Kentucky. I do think Kentucky's better and playing better than LSU right now, but Kentucky had one of their biggest home wins in 50 years last week, when they beat Florida at home for the first time in forever. And then next week they play Georgia for basically the SEC East title. So this game falling in the middle is dangerous. Kentucky's two biggest games of the year. Last week at home against Florida, next week on the road against Georgia, and then you got this LSU game stuck in the middle. Kentucky should be careful here. Alabama at Texas A&M in the most disappointing game of the year as compared to preseason expectations. Most people had this game circled, myself included, as one of the biggest games of the year back in the preseason when we were looking at all the schedule of games. What a joke of a game this will be now. If Alabama wins this game by less than 4 touchdowns, I'll be shocked. Shocked. They'll be up 4 touchdowns by halftime, won't they? Probably. UCLA at Arizona. Who cares? Not very many people, that I can tell you. So there you go. That's the rundown of games. What do y'all think? Now, besides your own team, so you can't pick your own team's game, but besides your own team's game, which of those games is it that you're most excited about today? I think for me, it's Penn State, Iowa. Lou, what about Iowa, Penn State? We've talked a lot about Iowa, Penn State today. David Artist, thank you for the super chat. He says, do you see Ohio State winning out? If they continue to improve, which they have the last couple of weeks. And see, that's the difference to me right now between Ohio State and Oklahoma. Ohio State and Oklahoma, both not bad teams in the first 4 or 5 games of the year, but neither one of those teams played as good as you thought they would. Ohio State, though, the last couple of weeks seems to be getting better, whereas Oklahoma, to me, seems like they're kind of stuck in first gear. They're just kind of muddling along. That's why I think they have a real chance of losing today, Oklahoma, because Texas has been playing better. Oklahoma has not. But as far as Ohio State winning out, I'm going to be honest, I don't know if anybody is going to make it through the Big Ten East without a Big Ten loss. But there are, Ohio State, Michigan State. You got to play all 3 of those. Could you beat all 3? Yeah, you could. I don't think it's likely anybody runs the table in the Big Ten East, and that could hurt Ohio State because you have the non-con loss already. So you could finish with 2 losses, even though you're a really, really good team. So I don't know, but if Ohio State continues to get better, I do think they have a chance to run that slate and finish 11-1. But man, the Big Ten East is brutal. UGA 71 says, "Go Dogs, Lou! I'm heading to Auburn now." Watch out for cow patties, sir. I hope you wore an old pair of shoes. Yeah, chilly today, HBP. Chilly today. It's not really cold enough for chilly, but it's been raining here for like 4 days in a row. It's going to rain again today, and it's going to be in like the low to mid 70s, and I just can't wait anymore. So I am going to go to the store after this stream ends and get everything I need to make a chili. I got to make sure I'm back here by 12 o'clock to start the live stream, but that won't be a problem for me because I do things, I'm quick, fast, and in a hurry, so I'm not too concerned about it. Huffer Billy Paul, thank you for the super chat. These TV programmers are about as piss poor as Clemson's offensive coaching. How's that possible? Thank you, Grayson. I appreciate that. I definitely have the best comment section on YouTube. That is for sure. The best viewers in the best comment section. That's for sure. Unruly Simeon, thank you for supporting the show this morning and the channel by hitting that super chat. I appreciate it. He has a great question. He wants to know, who have they played? Who have they played? Who have Georgia played? Woo! Nobody. I did a hype and hate video last night at 9 o'clock. There's these idiots in there. Georgia's good, but I don't know. I'm not sold on them. Ain't played nobody. Haven't played anybody. They're 2 top 10 wins. Who do you... And here's the thing. At worst, Georgia's the second best team in America. Who can they play? If you've watched Georgia play and you're still not convinced they're any good, who could they possibly play at this point that would convince you? Florida? When we beat Florida, people are, what are people going to say? You already know what people are going to say. Well, yeah, but Florida lost to Kentucky. Who can we, there's no one we can play. And then they say Alabama. Oh, okay, so Georgia's ranked 2, and in order for you to know whether or not Georgia's any good, you have to see them play the team ranked number 1. That's the only way you know. I mean, you're football dumb. You're football dumb. Okay? We're not 1 week into the season here. We're 5 weeks into the season. If you haven't been able to tell by this point that Georgia's a good team, then you're just a fucking retard. That's all there is to it. Alabama hasn't played anybody any good, have they? I can watch Alabama play and still know they're pretty good. I mean, Georgia's strength of schedule so far right now is ahead of Alabama's. So if you're going to tell me Georgia hadn't played anybody, you need to follow that up with the Alabama ain't played nobody. But see, here's the thing. The people that say Georgia hadn't played anybody, they don't think anybody's played anybody. Nobody's played nobody. Ask them about Oregon. Oh, well, Ohio State not that good. Ask them about Cincinnati. Notre Dame not that good. You know what I mean? Ask them about Iowa. Iowa? Did he really say Iowa? Oh, wow, Iowa beat Wisconsin? Ooh, whoopity-doo. Oh, they beat Maryland? Whoopity-doo. Oh, they beat Indiana? Whoopity-doo. Who they play? They ain't playing nobody. Who else? Penn State. Why does Lou think Penn State should be ranked so high? What, because they beat Auburn? Because they beat Wisconsin? What is that? Penn State ain't played nobody. Let's continue on through the top 10. Oklahoma. Oh, my God. Lou's got Oklahoma ranked 6th. What an idiot. Why? Because they barely beat Tulane? Let me ask you this, Lou. Who has Oklahoma even played? Oregon? Oregon's Lou thinks Oregon's a top 10 team? Who they played? Didn't they lose to Stanford? Oh, they beat Ohio State, but this is the worst Ohio State team since 2 years ago. I mean, these people are stupid. These people are stupid. I would love to have a serious phone call, on the air obviously, with one of these they ain't played nobody people and get them to explain to me, number one, who has played somebody then, according to them? Who could Georgia play that would be somebody? And how come every Friday the who have they played people tell me Georgia's going to lose, and then on Sunday, after Georgia murders whoever they played, They then turn around and tell me, well, that team I told you was going to beat you, turns out they're not any good. I mean, I don't understand. Why does Lou think Georgia's good? Because they beat Vandy? No, because they beat Vandy 62-0. Why does Lou think Georgia's good? Because they beat an overrated Arkansas team? No, because they beat a top 10 Arkansas team 37-0. Why does Lou think Georgia's good? Because they beat Clemson? No, because Georgia's given up one defensive touchdown through 5 games. I mean, let me ask you this. Do you think Georgia has the worst schedule in America? Is that what you're telling me? There's a million teams with worse schedules than Georgia. They're not ranked number 1 defensively. They haven't given up the fewest passing yards in college football all season long. They're not averaging 42 points a game, 8th in America. They're not giving up 5 points per game total and 3.2 points per game on defense. Why aren't they giving up 3.2 points a game on defense? You people with the who have they played are seriously some of the dumbest, absolute dumbest college football fans around. Who do y'all think is dumber? The who have you played people or the fan police? Mr. Lambo, thank you for the super chat. He says, go Dogs, OU versus Texas, Iowa versus Penn State are the 2 games I'm interested in when OU and Texas is officially in the SEC. Auburn will say, that tain't fair. That's a fact. We'll see. Thank you for the super chat. What would need to happen today for the AP poll to flip and put Georgia at number 1, and how likely is that? It doesn't matter, but I just want to troll Bama fans. Well, Georgia would probably have to double the point spread again like they have 3 out of 5 games this year. Georgia has doubled the point spread 3 out of 5 games. So they would probably have to do that. And Alabama, well, Alabama would probably have to lose. Alabama would probably have to lose or have like some kind of comeback win in the 4th quarter. But I don't see it happening this week. And like you said, it doesn't really matter. Daily Diesel 98. UGA is going to beat the Barners so bad they'll have to sell the farm. Damn, that means sell their entire campus, which is built on a farm. Built on an old cow pasture. Senor Dog, thank you for the super chat. I was at a concert last night and stepped out to watch the Hate and Hype video. Priorities, sir. That's dedication. You didn't have to do that, but that is dedication. Clint Eastwood, thank you for the super chat. He says, hit the thumbs up, you doinks, and go Dogs. Aaron334 says, Mark Johnson here. Steve Sarkeesian calls his kids on the phone to change his television channel. That's lazy. That's a Chess Hall level of lazy. That's sad is what it is. Real sad. Mac, thank you for hitting the PayPal link. He says, directions to get to Auburn. Go south till you smell it. Turn left till you step in it. Oh, yeah. Thank you for hitting the PayPal, Mac. Waikiki, thank you for hitting the PayPal link, sir. He says, when can Monkey get a house like Uga has? That way Monkey can enjoy the games with us. Also, how did Pete deal with a wild animal while watching games at your estate last weekend? If I win, give me Penn State over Iowa. I'm going to be honest. This cat here, it's fine when I'm here or maybe one other person or 2 other people or something. But on a situation like last weekend where there's 7 or 8 people here, she hides the entire time. She doesn't come out. She hid under the bed pretty much all day. Or pretty much all weekend last weekend. So Pete was safe. He didn't have to worry about it. He was completely safe all weekend long. Pete was never in harm's way. I made sure of that. He was never in harm's way, and I made sure of that. All right, I'm fixing to, we're going to pull up Bet Now, and we're going to go through and look at the most up-to-date lines for all these games. So remember the Saturday morning contest. Everybody that has sent a Super Chat or a PayPal is entered in. And at the end of the show, we're going to, I'm going to put all those names into a random name picker. And whatever name it picks, I'm going to let that person pick any game they want today. And I will place a bet for you on Bet Now. And if you win, I'll send you your winnings next Saturday. Carolina Jackpot won last week. We'll see who gets an opportunity to win this week. So if you want to get entered into the contest, you're running out of time to do it. I'm going to go through all the games here, game by game. We'll talk about the lines. And then when I'm done with that, we're going to draw the name. So make sure you hit the Super Chat or the PayPal or whatever it is. Get your name in. What is happening here? Oh, yeah. All right, here we go. I've already made a couple of bets today. I'll show you what they are, and then we'll go through the lines. I've already bet Iowa minus 1.5. I took Texas on the money line to win. And I took Georgia minus 14.5. So those are the 3 bets I've placed already on Bet Now. Again, this is betnow.eu. If you're looking for a place to bet on some college football games, this is a good place to do it. If you sign up for an account, somebody told me the UNCLELOU code still works. So you remember the code from last year? Somebody told me that still works. I don't know. I can't use the code, but somebody told me the UNCLELOU code still works. So you guys can try that out if you want to. But let's look at the lines here. All right, Florida State at North Carolina. North Carolina's a 17.5-point favorite. I don't think any reasonable human being can bet on Florida State this season, especially on the road, especially against a team like North Carolina that when they play well, let's be honest, if North Carolina plays up to their potential, they can win this game by 24, by 27, by 28. So I think you either have to decide not to play this game, or if you're going to play it, I think you have to take North Carolina. Michigan State at Rutgers. I would take Michigan State here. Like I mentioned earlier, Rutgers is on the 3rd game of a brutal 3-game stretch where they have had to play Michigan, Ohio State, and now Michigan State 3 weeks in a row. And I think that's going to catch up with them today. And I think Michigan State rolls on the road and beats Rutgers by well more than the 4.5. Wake Forest at Syracuse. Wake Forest is a 6-point road favorite. Can Wake Forest remain undefeated? We'll find out today, 3:30 ESPN2. Maryland and Ohio State. Ohio State's a 21.5-point favorite. Well, that hook gets you every time. Be careful playing that game. Ohio State mess around and win by 21, and you played it at 21.5, you'll be mad as hell. It is a home game for Ohio State, and Ohio State is playing better. C.J. Stroud has been playing well, the quarterback. Maryland got absolutely destroyed last week by Iowa, but they had like 7 turnovers. So I'm not taking any credit away from Iowa. I'm just saying without those 7 turnovers, the score would not have been as bad as it was. Keep that in mind if you decide to bet this game here based on last week's Maryland score against Iowa. Not likely to repeat the 7 turnovers or whatever it was they had. Georgia Tech at Duke. Duke's a 4.5-point home favorite. I'm not going to bet this game. Georgia Tech almost beat Clemson, did beat North Carolina. Then they turn around and get blown out by Pitt. So they're too Jekyll and Hyde for me. Can't really bet Georgia Tech right now. Too up and down. Virginia at Louisville. Louisville's favored by 2.5. Anything under 3 points, if you think Louisville's the better team, if this is a home game, if you think Louisville is better, you might as well just bet the 2.5. That's not a whole lot of points. That field goal would get you there. Field goal would be good for you. I don't know if I'll play that game, but that's something to keep in mind. Utah at Southern Cal. Southern Cal's a 3-point favorite. Southern Cal has no head coach, so playing them is dangerous. You don't really know which version of Southern Cal is going to show up. To be honest, I would probably take the home team there. Utah, not as good this year as in most years. I would probably take the home team there, Southern Cal. South Carolina at Tennessee. Tennessee favored by 10.5. Ooh. You know what? I might take South Carolina in the points. I do think Tennessee wins the game, but I wonder if they can win by 10.5. That I don't know. Now, they did look good last week, but that was on the road against Missouri, who's probably got the worst defense in the SEC. Well, maybe Vandy takes that title, but Mizzou's defense was absolutely horrible. Tennessee lit them up. Can Tennessee's offense perform like that 2 weeks in a row? We'll see. They did it on the road last week. This week they got to do it at home. Tennessee wearing all black unis today. 12 o'clock on ESPN2 for that one. TCU at Texas Tech. Texas Tech is favored, or Texas Tech is a 2-point underdog. Oh, man, that's a tough one. My gut tells me to take TCU, but Texas Tech beat West Virginia last week. I don't know. I won't bet that one. Georgia at Auburn. This one's gone from 14.5 to 15.5, now back to 15. I like Georgia at anything under 17. So I like Georgia in that one. On the road at the barn. LSU at Kentucky. This is a game I'm interested in watching tonight to see how LSU responds and Kentucky responds. LSU got beat by Auburn last week. Kentucky beat Florida, the biggest home win for Kentucky in about 40 or 50 years. How do these two teams respond? We'll see. Kentucky has looked good at times this season and has looked bad at times this season. They almost lost to South Carolina, winning 16-10. They were losing to Chattanooga in the second half before winning by one possession, I believe. But they do have the win over Florida. Kentucky's undefeated. I would probably take Kentucky there. Kentucky plays Georgia next week. I want Kentucky to be undefeated for that game next week. I just feel like it would make it a bigger game. So I'll take Kentucky and lay the 2.5. It's a home game for Kentucky. West Virginia at Baylor. Baylor's favored by 2.5, and man, West Virginia looked really bad last week. I would probably take Baylor here at home. Long way to travel for West Virginia after a tough loss last week. 2 tough losses in a row for West Virginia. 2 weeks in a row, West Virginia lost on a fourth quarter field goal. So give me Baylor there. Sorry, Golden Blue dude. Vanderbilt at Florida. Florida favored by 39. I do think Florida wins this game. No problem at all. Don't know that I can lay 39 points on anybody, though. It was hard to lay 35 in the Georgia game, and Florida's nowhere near as good as Georgia, so I'll probably stay away from that one. Oklahoma at Texas. Oklahoma's favored by 3.5. I have already bet this game. Of course, I took Texas on the money line. I took Texas to win outright. I don't need the money line. Never mind the money line. Never mind the points. I took Texas to win. Michigan at Nebraska. I don't know why I have a feeling Nebraska wins this week at home against Michigan. I don't know why I have that feeling, but I do. Alabama at Texas A&M. Alabama's favored by 18. I think they'll be winning by more than 18 in the first quarter. I just think Texas A&M is in give-up mode. Their offense has been atrocious, horrible, one of the worst in the SEC. Arkansas at Ole Miss. Both these teams lost last week, their first loss of the season. The winner of this game on track for a possible New Year's Six Bowl. If you can finish second in the SEC West behind Alabama, you got a good shot of making a New Year's Six Bowl. So we'll see. It's a home game for Ole Miss out at the Grove. I like Ole Miss in that one. Penn State at Iowa, probably the game of the week here. I took Iowa because they're the home team. I think this will be a close, low-scoring game. And I'm only picking Iowa because it's a home game for Iowa. If this game was at Penn State, I'd probably take Penn State. But it's at Iowa. So I think they pull it off. And this is just weird to me. Notre Dame at Virginia Tech is a pick 'em. I'm just surprised Notre Dame's not favored in this game. I know they lost last week, but Cincinnati's pretty good and Virginia Tech is not. Notre Dame's got some quarterback questions heading into today's game. We'll see what they decide to do there. But I think Notre Dame wins the game. UCLA at Arizona, I like UCLA to win. 16 points, yeah, I would probably lay the 16. I think Arizona is one of the worst 2 or 3 Power 5 teams in America. They're really, really bad. And if the UCLA offense can get going, they will win this game by more than 16. All right, so there you go. That's a rundown of today's games, the point spreads, all that good stuff. If you want to get entered into the contest, you're running out of time to do it. I'm going to read the rest of the Super Chats and PayPals, and then I'm going to enter the names in, and then we're going to pick a winner for today. So everybody that has sent a Super Chat or a PayPal is entered in. I will enter all of your names in a random name picker. The random name picker will pick a name. That person gets to pick any game they want today, and I'll place a bet for you. If you win the bet, then next Saturday morning, I will PayPal you or Cash App or Venmo, whatever you have, your winnings. Carolina Jackpot was the winner last week. He took Syracuse plus 5.5, and he won. So congratulations to Carolina Jackpot from last week. Bad Dog, thank you for the Super Chat. He says, hot take, UJ's defense will outscore the barn today. OU wakes up today and also heard Urban Meyer got a taint roll for his hand. Oh, my God. Urban Meyer put his hand into the taint roll on video. Wow. Damn. Justin Crosby, thank you for the Super Chat. He says, go Dogs, which is great. Lizard Circus, thank you for the Super Chat. He says, surgery went well, healing up, roll damn tide. Isn't this like the 4th surgery you've had this year? It seems like you are in and out of the operating room. They need to get you fixed up. Huffer Billy Paul, thank you for the Super Chat. He says, for those worried about Pete getting attacked by Lou's cat last weekend, Pete has an ace in the hole. Rumor is Pete is good with monkey. Ay. I don't know about y'all sometimes. Couple of PayPals, and then we'll get to today's winner here. Here we go. Thomas L., thank you for hitting the PayPal link. He says, hey, Uncle Lou, if I get lucky, I'll take Oklahoma on the money line. Good luck to your dogs. Thank you, Thomas. Man wants Oklahoma on the money line. Barry P., thank you for hitting the PayPal. He says, I predict TJ Finley will be put in the first quarter. It won't matter. Possible. Bo Nix has not fared well against UGA in his first 2 starts, going back last year and the year before. Auburn has scored a total of 20 points in the last 2 years against Georgia with Bo Nix as quarterback. So you have to ask yourself this, is Bo Nix better this year than he was the last 2 years? No, he's the same. Is Georgia's defense better this year than it has been the last 2 years? Yeah, maybe just a little. I think it's going to be a struggle for Auburn to move the ball today. We'll find out soon. Thank you, Barry. Huffer Billy Paul, thank you for hitting the PayPal link. He says, contribution to the Moscato Fund. Yeah, the lady drank some of that Moscato yesterday, too. She sure did. The lady drank some of it last night. We were watching a movie, or what were we doing? Yeah, watching, what did we watch? Oh, you know what we watched? It's an old movie, but we'd both seen it. But As Good as It Gets, with Jack Nicholson and Helen Hunt, I think it is, and Greg Kinnear. We watched that. Great movie. All right, I'm going to start entering these names into the random name picker here. Brian Knopf, sorry if I got that wrong. Thank you for the Super Chat. Clayton Keeney, thank you. Says, any upsets happening today? I think Texas could win. There's definitely upsets happening today. We all know that, right? The hard part is figuring out where they are. I think Texas could win. I think Nebraska could beat Michigan. Those would be two upsets within the top 10. Who's the Bama backup QB? Bear Bryant's great-grandson, and he's hot doo-doo. This dog's defense may treat Bryce like Tua and break him in half. He's small. Find out in 2 months. Brandon Pratt, thank you for the super chat. Take Vandy on the money line. No. Yeah, if you're allergic to money, take Vandy on the money line. All right, random name picker. Start getting these names entered in here. Let's start at the top of the list. Jackpot, BCC, and Broski Bear. Jeremy Garrettson, Elijah Allen, and Raj. Zach Belinsky, Between the Trenches, David Artis. UJ 71, Huffer Billy Paw, Unruly Simeon. Lambo Will C. Daily Diesel. Senor Dog, Clint Eastwood, Aaron. Bad Dog, Justin Crosby, Lizard Circus. HBP, Brian Knopf, Clayton Keeney. Joe Self and Brandon Pratt. All right, on to the PayPal. Thomas L., Barry P., Rich H. Mac B., Waikiki. Mike Reiser, Davis P. Wesley H. and Sean M. All right. Got everybody internet. Who's getting in trouble in the comment section? Now, what are y'all doing to get yourselves in trouble here? What are y'all doing? Women can't be real football fans. They don't understand competition in that way. Sounds like somebody has never met a woman football fan before. Can't wait to see Uncle Lou's rant after Bama stomps Georgia in the SEC championship game. Easy money, you can't wait to see any video I ever upload, period, regardless. And thank you for that. You have to be 18 to enter your name in. You have to be able to receive. You have to be able to receive a PayPal payment. I don't know what YouTube's terms and conditions are as far as age for doing a super chat, but if you have the ability to super chat, I'm assuming you can. All right, let me pick a name here. Let's see. Melissa May, how about you? Melissa May, I need a number, any number, 3 through 7. Yeah, that was fun last week, HBP. I had a great time. Melissa May says 5. Bulldog JC says check the PayPal. Boy, you might be just in time, JC. Let's see. Just make a great pick if I'm chosen. All right, let me get your name in. And just so you know, JC, on the random name picker, I entered the PayPal name, but just the initials for the last name. Just it helps me keep track. And we got one more too. Who's this now? Sean, thank you for hitting the PayPal link, sir. He's a Notre Dame man. He says, great morning, Shoe, from the left coast. Good luck to your dogs today. Go Irish and go Huskers. Yeah, I don't understand the Notre Dame line being a pick 'em with Virginia Tech. I think Notre Dame wins that one. Good luck to your Irish today, though. Let's get him entered in, then we're going to... All right, we're going to draw the name. We got everybody's name entered in. Right here. The number Melissa picked was 5, so we will click this button 5 times. The 5th name will be the winner. Here's number 1. Bad Dog. Number 2. UGA 71. Number 3. Sean D. Number 4. Davis P. Number 5, and today's lucky winner is Elijah Allen. You are today's winner, sir. You still in here, Elijah Allen? That was a super chat, I believe, from earlier in the show. So, Elijah Allen, you can pick any game you want today. Make you a pick against the spread. I'll place the bet for you. And if you win, I will send you your winnings. Just make sure, Elijah, that you either have a PayPal account, a Venmo account, or a Cash App account, because that's how I will be sending you your winnings if and when you win. So let me know in the comments now which game it is you would like me to place a bet for you. I'll place the bet and wish you good luck. Art's not coming to UGA. According to FBI, Pitt has the highest chance to win the ACC at 43.8. Yeah, I saw that. Can you show me the games one more time? I'm going to scroll through the list quick because we just went through them all. So I'm going to scroll through the list quick. All right, you ready? Here they go. When you see the game you like, pause your screen because I'm going to scroll through these pretty quick. I've not seen about 6 winners, just saying. All right, there you go, sir. Now I'm back in the comments, looking at the comments now. So just let me know. Okay, well, you can't just tell me the game. You say Texas OU. Well, I mean, you have to tell me the team. You know what I mean? I see that you said Texas OU, but you have to tell me who you want. Texas covers. All right, you're taking Texas to cover. So you want Texas plus 3.5. I think that's a good bet. Okay, Elijah, I think this is your first time winning, so just to make sure you know how this works, I'm placing the bet now. If you win the bet, then email me, get in touch with me some kind of way between today and next Saturday. And I'll need either your PayPal information, your Cash App information, or your Venmo information. Send me an email with that information, and next Saturday morning, I will pay you. It's that simple. It couldn't be any simpler. Sir. Good luck to you. I do think that's a good pick. I took Texas on the money line, so I obviously think Texas plus 3.5 is a good bet. So good luck to you. Uncle Lou is making chili today, as mentioned earlier. I normally like to wait until it's a little bit colder to do chili, but it's been raining here for 4 days in a row. It's going to rain again today, and it's only going to be in the low to mid 70s. So I'm just going to suck it up. I'm fixing to click off of here, head to the stove, buy everything I need for chili, come back here, put on a big pot of chili, let it cook all day, and eat it all day. With saltine crackers and shredded cheese. That's how you eat chili. Saltine crackers, shredded cheese. Okay? Okay, good. I do appreciate everybody. Oh, I'm sorry. I do appreciate everybody tuning in this morning, though. Have fun today. Great games at all 3 time slots today. I hope all of your team wins. Unless you're an Auburn fan, then you already know you have to take the L today. But let's hope for some good games today, some great finishes, some upsets, all that stuff that makes us love college football. I'll be back on this channel at noon to stream during all the noon games. So if you're at home or whatever you're doing today and you're out watching the game somewhere or whatever, click onto the channel at noon, hang out with us, watch and react to the games, all the early games. And then, of course, at 3:30, I'll be on the Patreon stream. So everybody that's a member on the Patreon page, I'll post a link over on the Patreon page around 3:15 or 3:30. You just click the link. It'll take you to the stream. Chris Scully says, F you, Lou, you suck. That may be true, Chris Scully, but you swallow. And I know that's true because your mother told me that you swallow. So, and you're not calling your mother a liar, are you? You better behave before I tell her how you're talking on the internet. She'll take your phone away. Bet against Lou if you want to win. Chris, what game you want to bet on today, buddy? Put your money up. Get your hands off that keyboard, put it in your pocket, and put your money up. How much you want to bet? Pick a game and we'll bet on it. I might be your dad, but the line was 2-3. Well, that makes sense. Put your money up, Chris. How much you want to bet? He wants the under in the Penn State-Iowa game. How much you want to bet, Chris? Send the money to the PayPal, Chris. You'll be the second one this week that talked a big game and then doesn't have $5 to send. $100. All right, I'll stay on for 3 more minutes while you send me that $100. And it's a bet. And I actually like the under in the Penn State-Iowa game too. But I'll take the opposite of whatever bet you want. You want under in Penn State, Iowa? I'll take the over. Send $100. You'll pay Tuesday. Chris, you can't make bets with money you don't have, son. Didn't your father teach you that? You cannot make bets with money you don't have, Chris. You don't make a bet on Saturday with money that you're hoping to get on Tuesday. That's not how betting works. If you don't have $100, you've got no business betting anyway. None. And look, everybody's got different circumstances, so I'm not picking on you for not having $100. I'm picking on you for trying to bet $100 when you don't have $100. I don't know. I don't know how you were raised. No, not 5 p.m. Sunday. Now, you don't make bets with money you don't have, Chris. I mean, if you don't have $100, you might as well have said $1 million. So, this is some fatherly advice from me to you, Chris Scully. Don't bet with money you don't have. Now, everybody in here, myself included, knew you didn't have $100 before you ever told us you didn't have $100. We were just waiting on you to not send the money. Don't make bets with money you don't have, Chris. I'm a master electrician. Well, and a piss poor accountant, apparently. I don't know what. You're a master electrician who doesn't have $100 to his name? That's pitiful, bro. I'm just going to be honest with you. That's pitiful. Don't make bets with money you don't have. Come back next week. Here, I tell you what. You get paid Tuesday. Come back next Saturday and make the bet. Okay? You get paid Tuesday. Come back next Saturday and make a bet. You don't make bets with money you don't have. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Good luck to everybody except Chris Scully. Chris, good luck to you today. Try not to get electrocuted, and don't stick your tongue in the socket. More free advice from your dad. Unfortunately, you don't have PayPal. Cash App, Venmo. I mean, come on. It's 2021. It's not my job to teach you how to electronically send money. You shouldn't be on here trying to make bets for $100 when A, you don't have $100, and B, you have no way of sending any money. You're just an idiot. I'm sorry, but that's just the facts of the matter. I love you guys. I'll be back at noon to stream the noon games. I hope to see y'all here. Have a good morning. Except you, Christopher. And clean your fucking room.